Hello. Yeah, kind of early, but the sun just screamed out of behind some clouds. Then I opened the blinds to get some daylight in here and realized that the sun's been out for a while. Not the fact that it's day, it's just the fact that there's no gray clouds in the sky. In fact, I don't even know if those can qualify as clouds. They're so white and puffy and so high up there. So, did I say it yesterday? No, I didn't, because I was having something else. I got my Wells class. So, hooray, I can actually, now come, see, that's like the monetary or the logistical side. The logistical side of doing what I wanted. Now comes the artsy-fartsy side of finding the screenshots. I mean, it's still logistics. I mean, I got to get the screenshots. I mean, I already flew it around for a little bit. Not necessarily. It's a fun ship, but it's not. Much like switching to any new ship, I'd have to get used to it for a little bit because it's drastically different. It's more like the Vulcan Dakir, except that temporal backstep ability. That's disorienting. Go figure. You're stepping back 5 seconds in time. Yeah. So I got my PayPal fixed, and yeah, that was actually a lot harder than I thought, and it was a lot more emotionally involved because, well, I apparently expect. Well, the first guy that we had, he was one of those customer service workers, and Aaron explained all this to me. He was one of those customer service guys that's happy and active. Everything had this little, uptone to it. Instead of saying, okay, he confirmed everything in a positive manner with the word awesome. And I'm like, and it got, my emotions apparently are really easy to influence, and I didn't want to be happy, like he was happy, or sounded happy, or something. I didn't want to be happy. Well, it's not that I didn't want to be happy. I was like, I'm here to do business. Don't cheer me up. And that could be one thing about, Asperger's that is always kind of affected me and will continue to do it because I don't necessarily know what I'm doing, is my emotions are easy to influence. And I've had to build up defenses against it pretty intensely. But it doesn't take much to get me verklempt on the news, but it takes a bit to get me crying. It's sort of like it's a very fragile tipping point. Like you've got the emotional triangle, and if you have like a triangle halfway in that got a triangle. This is a retarded triangle, by the way. And then halfway in, you've got another triangle that's at half the height. Anyways, triangle inside a triangle. And that would be like, dead center is where you're just robot. I can slide in any direction really easily in the very first triangle, the very middle triangle. Most people take a little bit. Most people, and it seems like they have, they're stout or resolute or something. It's hard to influence their emotions. They have a greater resistance at the beginning, whereas I have a greater resistance at the end. And I'm not sure whether I trained myself for that because of the meltdowns, and I try to avoid the meltdowns. So the meltdowns are, you know, obviously I'm in a corner of the triangle. You know, we'll just put it at, you know, joy and rage and fear. And a meltdown is like you move to the corner and you're beyond it. You know, which the words seem a little weird, but this could understand. And if you look at the, how can you go beyond the you know, joy, rage, and fear? Well, you could have manic, wrathful, and terrified. So, I don't know, maybe it's just a bigger triangle. I'm speculating here. I've yet to actually go back to a psychologist. My old psychiatrist was a little, well, yeah. Anyways, that's the past. Let's not dwell on that. So yeah, I got my Wells class. Back to this. Yeah, so I'm going to have to arrange the screenshots. I mean, I've gotten a couple. I took a couple earlier and was like, yay, this looks really cool. Why is my window so small? Where is it? I've got so many screenshots of this game. Well, that, okay, there's one shooting all the beams. There's engaging temporal backstep. That's awesome looking. Sliding through temporal backstep. Oh no, there that is. There's a... I guess we'll use that picture. That one's really good. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, but I gotta like find the 4 screenshots of the Deep Space Science Vessel, the multi-mission surveillance explorer, the Dakir, and the, I have a lot of windows open, and the Wells. Like I said, I just found the Wells class, the screenshot that I'm like, that looks pretty good. And, you know, Aaron has way more of an eye for this sort of thing than I do, because I'll just slap 4 together and make them work. He'll, like, look for the right ones to work before you put them on. It's really weird. It's sort of, yeah, it's different ways of thinking, and I get things done better than he does. You know, in terms of that, is he'll arrange everything in the preparation space. If that makes any sense. There's like preparation space, then there's working space, and then there's finalization space. And he'll do everything in like where you're supposed to, the working space, especially for this. Other places he puts it. Different ways of thinking. I'll do it, you know, like my preparation is, well, getting the Wells class. You know, taking screenshots. That's my preparation. The working is finding. Could even be, well, no, taking the screenshots would be the working. And finding the right screenshots. And then the finalization is getting them all onto place. Whereas he'll, you know, and he would think like, probably like a photographer, where he'll look for the shot and then take a picture. He's a casual photographer. Ah, that's really good. The casual photographer, which will sit there and wait for the shot and go and like slowly move and then finally find the right angle and then take one picture. Or there's the model photographer, and they're very valid in the way they do it. Just one sort of a, there's different ways. And usually it's like if the photographer is the one that's judging, then they have control over the camera. If they don't have control over the camera, they just want a billion photos. And they can just go through all of them and be like, no, good, 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 you know. I went excessive there, but yeah. So, because I had a little bit of a meltdown because of the way the phone worked earlier, I'm in a weird sort of like bounce back phase. And my brain's a little bit scattered because it's still trying to get the neurochemicals right. Anyways, so, yeah, heading out, well, yeah, heading out of Star Trek right now. So, we had tacos last night, obviously. Roommate wants to try out a pizza joint around here somewhere, and I concur with her. I'd love to go to that pizza place, but she wanted to go last night. I'm like, man, like tonight would be cool, but like I'd like to take Erin. Whatever. So I'm gonna finalize this one because, well, y'all deserve to know that, you know, I do help people and donate. I'm not just making YouTube videos. I'm actually trying to get into a community. But it seems to work better for me, having the social dysfunctionality. Weird. Yeah. That I do, because I can do it online. I can, you know, take the time to write something or compose myself to record a video that I can dealing with people in the real world. It actually works better. So I'm trying to get into the YouTube community, and I'm not necessarily sure how well that's going to work. The community itself is so finicky. What is the word I'm looking for? You know. Anyways, so Hannah Hart, My Drunk Kitchen, her little thingy that she got, that she had raised, that I talked about yesterday. So yeah, once I got my PayPal fixed, and with Aaron sitting right here on the couch, he watched me donate $100. It seems kind of moot considering, you know, in terminology, in terms of, I'm just not in the mood to be doing math in my head. She wanted $50,000. That's a period. She wanted $50,000 to rent an RV and tour the country. And she'd continue making My Drunk Kitchen on the road. She'd stop at a place, be like, hey! And she'd make it. She'd make her, My Drunk Kitchen. So, I donated $100. And I made it very publicly known because, well, I don't like little secrets. I know some people like anonymity about the amount and anonymity about who they are, but I don't care. If you're going to do, and I understand that there are some people that are like, do something nice, but don't let anyone know, because it seems, other than tax reasons for some of the really, really rich people, if it's an anonymous donation, they've given out a lot of money, and then they can write it off in weird taxes or something. But I'm not necessarily worried about that. So she wanted $50,000. I donated, divide that by 100. Because just taking off 2 zeros. Like I said, I'm not in the math mode right now. I just got over a meltdown less than an hour ago. So while I act on the surface, my brain is just not. And it's in this weird tentative point that if anything were to go wrong right now, I would probably, I'm in that I could go back into it. So I'm recovering. But yeah, so 50,000, I donated 100, that's, well, 500 would be 100th, right? So I did 500. It seems like so little, but considering how many people donated for it, and if you look at gas prices, even in a decent RV, you're getting, 20 miles a gallon, and gas prices at 4 even. Let's throw it at 4, because our gas around here is like $3.19 right now, and we got one of the goofy little store cards, so we get gas there. So it's like, let's put it, and things around the country can be different priced. I know they're like the average amongst the country. So let's put that at $3.50. Not $6.50. $3.50. $3.50 a gallon. Divide that by 100. Let's divide 100 by 3.5. Actually get a real decent number. Okay, that really only gets her 28 miles. But no, I did that wrong. Yeah, for $100 at $3 a gallon, that gets her 28 gallons. Duh. Like I said, I'm not doing my math right. Anyways, sorry for the long video. It's a Friday. I have a lot to talk about. I did something and I feel really good about it, and I want to tell everyone in case you want to donate your $1 or $5, whatever you can, because, well, it feels good. So, 28 gallons. Well, that would twice and above fill our tank. And, so times that by, let's say she gets an RV. Well, she's only got her and her stuff and maybe a friend or two. You really don't need a big super duper, like, road bus one. So, 25, 22, oh, that's even big for our car. Let's do it at 20 times, 18 miles a gallon. That sounds about right. 514 miles. 514.28, whatever. So 514 and a quarter. 514 and a quarter, where does that go? Where's my Google Earth? 514 miles from me. Oh God, would you just zoom in, stupid Google Earth? I switch hands. The left hand doesn't know how to work my mouse the other way around. Sister's place, parents' place, my place. Okay. Turn. There we go. So, where's the legend? Yeah, that's the elevation. Where's the scale? Oh yeah, okay, so there's my house. Let's just go south. Make a line. Right? Actually, that's 514 miles. 514.23. That's as close as I'm going to get, because glamour and anyway, I will check y'all later. I know this is a long video, but